This is a 2011 Infiniti M56. That is a 5.6 liter V8 engine. That is a VK56VD. This car, like many other cars, has a fuel pump in the back, right at the fuel tank. It's actually under the seat for this car, but then it does have another fuel pump up front. It's called the HPFP, high pressure fuel pump. And recently on the forum, we've been seeing, there's a 10mm, by the way. In the forums, we have seen some complaints. One person had a failure of the high pressure fuel pump that ended up being catastrophic, pretty much caused way more than it should have if caught earlier on. Then other people have started reporting engine failures due to, which were preceded by tapping noises, and it kind of makes sense for the type of failure we're seeing. So the high pressure fuel pump is run by the intake cam of the bank 2 head, or the second bank basically, and it's a plunger setup. So the high pressure fuel pump is like this, and as the cam goes, it lifts this thing up, right? That's how it pumps. So kind of makes sense that if this thing is loose and worn, you would have a little bit of tapping noise, but then it has to come from this side of the engine bay because the HPFP is located right here. This thing, so this big hex bolt over here, that's the HPFP. It is, let's get our flashlight over here. So you have, I think these must be 2 14mm nuts over these studs to remove them. But then you also have some connections here. This is the exit. Yep. This is the inlet. This is how fuel comes in, and the fuel crosses over from here around this supply. So the manual says that to remove this and to remove the intake, you need to first to remove this and to remove the inlet fuel, you need to first remove the intake manifold. It looks like you could loosen it but not fully remove it because the intake is right against it. You see this? It ends right there. Sorry, right there, right? And this is where the intake is. So you have very little clearance, even if you opened it and loosened it. Well, if you can get a tool in there. So the manual says you need to do it. Maybe with time we'll be able to find a faster way to do it, because I already have a video on how you disconnect these, right? This is a supply. You actually have two places you could. You have here, and then you have here. This is the supply, the fuel supply into the engine, right? So maybe if you disconnect this and you loosen these two bolts, these two nuts, you'd be able to remove the whole assembly up without messing with that. Of course, you have to remove these. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, it is definitely much better than the starter. The starter is located under the intake at the back of the engine. Can't even see it right now. So it's one of those that, yeah, intake definitely has to come out. So those are things that this is not a video solving the problems. It's just a video helping people locate where this thing is. As I said, this is it. The shiny part over here. It's right there at the front of the engine. Should you replace it? Maybe. I don't know yet. I'm still looking pretty hard. I've been looking as hard as I could. I've been offering to buy people's cars. The few people that I've seen with M56s with damaged engines, I'd love to really get one of those and play with them. The one I bought, the white one, 60,000 miles, no problems at all. So, I mean, I'll keep working, I guess. But I really, really would like to get one of those so that I can play with it. Okay, that's it for now. I'm going to put the cover back on and call it a day.